Alright, hey guys, so what I've got here, this is a match that I played with a subscriber of mine, actually. In game, he is Interceptor 99, I believe. And so he's playing as Spain, which that's neat. I was really expecting him to bring some like gorillas, but I guess on grassy flatlands that's not quite as helpful, but he's got 20 units over there, so I knew no gorillas. I mean, he's got his regular general staff. Over on his right, my left, he's got a pair of Walloon guards and some lancers with a lot of in fact, he's got like 4 lancers, all with a bunch of experience on them. So then, as I said, those 2 Walloon guards, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Fusiliers, 5 lights with 2 experience each, provincial militia as a meat shield. He's got a pretty solid infantry corps. Meanwhile, I've got my 5 lights. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe 4 musketeers. Yeah, 4 musketeers and 3 foot guards. With my militia, I deployed with my foot guards, and I've got 6 lancers plus a general staff. Now, one thing where I got to give this dude a lot of credit is he fucking just gets up and plays a game of Napoleon. Like, he advances up the field and gets out and shoots up. So right here, I kind of figured he's got a good number of infantry, so I decided I would just back up my lights with 1 infantry for now, like directly behind them. Especially because he doesn't have that many cav, and you see he's got 2 as cav on his flanks anyway. So my thought here is get up and I want to make this about the light engagement as much as possible. So now I'm getting close here, and you see he's like, oh shit, I better get my lights into light formation. By then I'm already shooting at his little militia here, and I rout it before he can really start shooting back. But now he gets off some shots of his own, and yeah, that's always fun to watch. So my goal here is like to keep it being a light versus light battle, right? That's kind of Prussia's thing, as long as I'm not playing against like Portugal. But what he does a lot of kiting here, unfortunately. So I'm also right here. I think what he really should be doing is he shouldn't have, like, this setup is a little weird. He should have these 2 Fusiliers that are immediately behind his lights. He should have them like over here on this flank, or on this flank or something, because he outnumbers me infantry wise, and he's not really using that the way he should be. So here, he kites his lights back a bit. I come up. He gets a shot off. I shoot him some. He kites more. And that's not really helping him all that much. Yeah, so, yeah, see, these 2 Fusiliers that he had right behind him are already shot up a good bit. And I think what he might be trying to do is draw up my lights to make me make a mistake. But I'm happy, kind of like, okay, he runs away, I'll come up a bit. And here I kind of decide, okay, yeah, he's got these Walloon guards, but there's 2 of them and they're isolated, and he has a bunch of infantry bunched up here. So I think maybe I'll push up a bit more, but he does, like I said, some kiting. So you just kind of play this little cat and mouse game a little bit, where he runs away, I run up, he runs, no, bringing up the militia again. Bringing them in front of his lights. And that's smart, but if you're gonna do that, you need to bring your lights close enough to get involved in the fight, right? At this point, okay, so now he is doing that, but it's a little bit late. And his dudes run away. Oh yeah, so over here I decide I'm gonna do an advance. I bring most of my cav this way. And he runs away some more. But, you know, that's fine. And this is at the point where I start thinking, like, okay, like, he's gotta be doing something more than running away at some point, right? And the thing is, like, this isn't working too well for him, right? Like, okay, he keeps getting the first shot, but I'm still doing a lot more damage to his lights than he's doing to mine. And here, though, at least he uses it to, I believe, spread out a bit like he should. And I'm thinking, like, okay, I'll bring more of my cav to the center so that on the next push, if he kites again, I can go at him. But, right here, I should have been pushing up harder so I could, like, get flanking shots on these guys while they're redeploying. And here, I push up my lights a good bit. They're a bit vulnerable here. He should have maybe considered a cav charge. And, you know, here I bring up my infantry to help. And here, he does a pretty good job of wrapping around a bit using his numbers. And this is something maybe he should have done a little bit earlier. I mean, you know, I make that criticism, but my timing isn't always very good in this battle either. Like, I should have been moving up on my right a lot more than I did. And here I thought, like, okay, I'll get these guys kind of this way to help with the lights and do that. But that's not really what I should be doing. I should just push these up here, push these guys up, like, right here against these, and attack. So here, I realize that he's about to get up on my flank, so I run away a bit, but he gets some good shots in on me. Really, I should have shifted more this way. And here, yeah, so he runs his lights away a bit more. Brings some more Fusiliers over. So I shift my cav this way to help deal with the fact that he has some guards coming in. And here, yeah, what I go ahead and do is I get my... this timing's pretty good. I get my shot off. My cav charges through. You know, I hit him. He does form squares very well here, but that's fine by me. Like, that means that I'm trading shot with a squared unit with my guys in line. What I really should have done is these two infantry moved up a bit more. And I pull my cav out, you know. They've done what they need to do. And I missed the square on this infantry unit, but I make it on this one. Really should have gotten both of them there. Our men are running, sir. And I do what you really don't want to do. And I get my cav, try to get my cav in to clear his out a bit. And here, this is just a huge mess for me. And so he's kind of got an early advantage here. Like, he did a good job kind of drawing me in such a way that... Oh, here I accidentally only select some of my lights to advance, so some of them aren't doing anything. But that's okay, I'm getting some good shots anyway. Getting some of those good over-penetration shots. And here, you know, I just have to retreat. He's kind of got my number there. Try to have my cav run, but he gets them. But that's fine. Like, I have to retreat. You know, I've made my retreat. I bring all my lights up more this time. And here I start, you know, harder pushing up with my foot guards. Trying to make a move. And I've still got more cav left. I've got 3 of them. And here he does a real good job getting up on my flank. But, you know, get some shots on his guards. He should be charging those lancers right now. Because the fact that he isn't allows me to pull these infantry, these musketeers over to help and retreat a bit. And here I kind of reform. He's running away a lot here, so I shift my line. You see, let's do big picture look. Okay. So he's kind of got me enveloped, but he's not really using that. So he runs away a lot here, so I say, fine. I'll shift resources over to fight these guys, give myself that extra advantage. Takes me a minute to notice those musketeers are routing. And these Fusiliers are... Like, this shift puts them way on my flank, but... I kind of count in the fact that he's kiting, right? And he sees what I'm doing here, so to his credit, he comes back. But here, I think, okay, line these lights up against his line. Let them shoot a bit. My line shoot his guards a bit. And I just kind of bring some cav in to punish the retreat a little bit. Form a solid line here. And he's coming to attack on this. And this isn't really good for me. What I should probably honestly do is withdraw and form a new line. These cav, I don't really... another... Sorry, those damn Windows update. Oh, it was 66, not 99. Excuse me. Oh, that was embarrassing. I hate Windows sometimes. So, anyway, on with the replay. I do pull those cav back when I realize they're not really in a good spot. And here, you know, I bring up my lights a bit. These two lights are fighting all of his, but these lights are shooting at his Fusiliers. So, like, these guys are just needing to hold off. And here you see I bring my Lancers back to counter these guys. And I'm okay with him not having his guards in the fight, right? While my guards are fighting his infantry here. So I'm going to bring my cav around. And, you know, I get some good fire on these Fusiliers, but he's going to get good fire on my foot guards. Oh, here, yeah, he tries to do a cav charge against these two lights. But they get shot up too much by this while it's still online, and then it forms square. I retreat these to the square, reform the line here, and then I charge his line with my cav. So you can see I'm going to go into slow motion for a sec, because there's a lot going on. He does form the square on that and on that, but that's fine, because that puts pressure off these. Meanwhile, he advances here. And, oh, I managed to shoot his cav without realizing it, because my line is facing the other way. So that works out pretty okay for me, right? And here, you know, I pull out my cav. That's very important to do. And here I kind of try to rearrange my lights a little bit, bring some of them to help fight this fight, while a few of them stay here to fight the Fusiliers. This line would be in great spot if they were facing the right way. But... so here, I try to bring up some of my guards and my Landwehr to support this fight. Because I, you know, got fewer of my lights in place. And this is no good. Like, these guys are going to easily be outflanked. And he's trying to shift his guards to do that. So meanwhile, I have my Fusiliers shooting at them. I have my cav charge in to try to force a square. He comes in here, and I think I realize what's happening. And yeah, do line versus line, but his are guards. At some point, I think I get these... yeah, so these cav, I did a charge, but I retreated them back. Here, I managed to get some cav in, pretty good, charge on his line, get my line up to shoot. And he does a Lancer charge here. This is a good move. And I think he even gets into my lines a bit. These guys form square, these don't. Which kind of, like, that's a really shitty way to take damage on a foot guard. So here, you know, I want to bring these guys up and be ready to help. But I've managed to... oh, right, I charged those foot guards I was talking about here. And I've kind of managed to win this flank. And that's when he kind of sends out the GG, right? That's when he's like, you got me. And I'm not so sure at this point in the game. But I mean, I guess he was probably right to give out the GG, but he could have rallied a bit. Especially my forces are so disorganized. So here I'm like, okay, I'll go after these guys. When he's bringing his lights up, I try to help. He manages to rout my Lancers. That's okay. And this part's mostly like, okay, time to reform. he reforms too, and we both kind of like, okay, I'm bringing my guys back who have routed. He tries to make like a little delaying action over here. I don't think that was a good move, because I just managed to rout his guys for not too much. And I was already trying to, I was already taking the time to reform my line. So he tries to do a bit of maneuvering around here. I do get a square off there. He kind of moves in a way that he's being outflanked here. I have my cav, make sure those guys don't come back. And this is really the point where I think, point of no return. These two failed flank assaults. I mean, I was definitely winning before then. And here goes, like, the final bayonet charge, which, gotta respect a guy who does that, right? So, I oblige him. I mean, I shoot some guys, but ultimately, I'm like, okay, man. You want to do the 6 bayonets? I'll meet you. Meet you head on. Because I just do love the bayonet charge. Oh, but here he actually does a pretty good trick and manages to outflank those foot guards. But that's okay, because I'm just coming in with so many dudes here. Like, there's just the numbers game. Like, he doesn't got the numbers. And when I kill their general, that's when I'm really like, okay. Not gonna get my general right in there, just in case, but
glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
That is definitely the point of no return. So good game to Interceptor 66. I had fun, and as promised, this will go up on the channel.